What's going on, YouTube? So, I was watching a documentary called The Working Poor, The Price of the American Dream. If you haven't seen it, it's about the challenges of the working poor, hence the title of the documentary. The documentary is about a single 25-year-old mother with three kids living in a motel in Florida that has multiple jobs and sleeps maybe 3 to 4 hours a day. The rest of it, of course, she's working. And it also follows a family living in a homeless camp in Seattle. The wife works, while the husband is constantly looking for construction work. And then the third person that they follow is a trade union leader who worked for GE for 13 years in Erie. And, he's being laid off because the jobs are being relocated. I believe this documentary took place just after the 2009 financial bubble, but the things going on in the documentary are actually going on today. In fact, it's even worse today, I believe. Politicians all these years continue to say the economy is doing fine when you can clearly see that it's not. Inflation has gone up at an astronomical pace, even above the pay raises Americans may have received. Even though some states have moved their minimum wage to $15 or more, the federal minimum wage is at $7.25. Many states still maintain this minimum federal wage, while the cost of goods and housing have risen. You got states at federal minimum wage such as Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and many more. Some will argue that these jobs are for teenagers. The problem is the economy is a services economy. Adults are working these jobs. Most of the jobs pay at the federal or state minimum wage. This includes small businesses, and they're without health care. Now, jobs are moving away from employees to contract like work or increasingly going digital. Americans are being squeezed. Many of the good paying jobs don't want to take people from the ground and move them up. Many will demand 2 to 5 years prior experience for their lowest positions. What happens is people get stuck in a loop. Educate yourself and find you're in another trap, a financial trap. Don't get me wrong, there are many Americans that have placed themselves in, a financial trap by buying too much house or the discipline to stay within their means. I remember when I first joined the job force, I felt trapped in a constant loop of minimum wage jobs. That's why I joined the military. It was only then that I was able to escape the trap. Going to other countries and meeting other people opened up my eyes as well as opportunities. I don't know where I would be if I had stayed in Seattle. Now, I'm sure nowhere near where I am now, you can work as hard as you want, but if an opportunity doesn't present itself, it's hard to move forward. There may be opportunities all around you, and you could be blind to them. Most of the opportunities presented to me were from places that I wouldn't have had access to if I hadn't raised my income. I was able to rub elbows with other successful people. In my experience, the more success you have, the more opportunities come your way. It was especially harder back in the 90s and early 2000s. We didn't have social media. it was a much smaller world. For those of you that are struggling, keep your heads up. Don't be afraid to ask people who or where you want to be questions on how they got there. Listen to their path. Don't burn bridges. If you ask to be somewhere, be on time. Do the work to the best of your ability. Don't be afraid to ask someone to be a mentor. If someone does take you under their wing, ensure that you give it back. Don't just take. Be a man or woman of your word. If you make a mistake, own up to it and apologize. You just never know where opportunities may come. Don't be like many other people and buy a bunch of crap that you can't afford. Do your best to stay away from debt. When you make it, pay it forward. Now, for a few small nuggets. Are you a little handy? See if you could fix some stuff for folks. Put an ad out. Ask friends or coworkers if they need something. And don't overcharge them. Give them a good price. Do you have a truck or a van that you can haul stuff? Let people know and make a few bucks. Make your vehicle an asset. Can you draw or edit? Place your services on Fiverr. Do you know anyone that needs a babysitter? Watch some kids and don't charge them an exuberant amount of money. And I do got some big dogs. 3 of them too. All right. So do you go to the barber? See if you can clean the shop for some money. Maybe they can teach you how to cut hair. I tried to get my son on something like that. I had a barber that not only would teach him, but would let him use one of his chairs. Start up a ride-sharing business. Put out an ad to pick people up at a designated area and drop them off to and from work. How about cleaning air vents? You can go to YouTube and learn for free. Do you know a little bit about finances? Well, there are a bunch of people in debt. Help them get their finances together. Take the first few free or at a next to nothing price and get the word of mouth moving. Do you know how to build databases or spreadsheets? Do you fly drones? You can assist people with aerial footage. Hook people up and, for the love of God, save your money. Save an emergency fund 3 to 6 months at a minimum. Stop buying them Jordans and, those are like $200, $300 now. You don't need a bunch of stuff you don't need. Now is the time to be a saver. Place some money in a 3-month CD. You don't know of one? Take a look at Charles Schwab. Leaving large money in a bank beside your emergency fund is just dumb. Inflation is eating the hell out of your money. Get your money to work for you. Other than that, the goal is to invest in, boring funds like the S&P 500, or maybe, in brokerages like Acorns or something like that. You cannot get rich quick. It is a scam. Nobody is going to show you how to get rich quick and be legit. Wealth takes time and discipline. Forget about impressing people. Leave the people that bring you down or aren't doing anything. You will be a lot better off. Hey, this may include family. Surround yourself with good people. People moving towards a future. Oh, and another thing, do not pay for storage. If it's just sitting in storage, collecting dust, get rid of it. Paying hundreds of dollars to store stuff is bullshit. If it doesn't fit in the house, get rid of it. Then again, the storage business may be an opportunity as well. Do you have space for other people's junk? Americans are waste millions on that bullshit. I got one more nugget for you. When I was a teen, my mom enrolled me into a program that taught you all the aspects of jobs in the airline industry. Well, except for being a pilot. They taught you how to be a travel agent, airline steward, stewardess, baggage handler, and, etc. This is back in the late 90s, though. At that time, I believe it cost around $3,000 for like 6-month course, and they would find you jobs with airlines all over the country. My tail ended up getting kicked out, but that's another story. I don't remember the name of the school, but it was located in Vancouver, Washington. I looked recently, and there's still a school there. It's called International Air and Hospitality Academy. There are also 12-month schools that will teach you how to be a pilot, but they're kind of pricey. They range about 100,000 K. So I hope this helps you. This isn't for everybody, but like I said in other episodes of this channel, it's about helping people. I really don't care if this channel blows up or anything like that. I just want to pay my blessings forward. Till next time, peace.